Whoa, did you see that sick transition? I bet you did. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official Rockfish Games, the first stream of 2020. Oh my goodness, here we are. We're streaming over to YouTube, hello over there, or Mixer, hello over there, Twitch, hello over there, and also to Steam, hello over there as well. Welcome, everybody. I am your host for this stream. My name is Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games, your spokesman for and by the developers themselves. I am on the development team, so don't just think that I talk a lot and have this beautiful face to represent. It's a lot more than that. So, let's kick things off and dive into Everspace 1 here. Show a little bit of that sweet gameplay of the roguelite formula that we used here, and talk a little bit about the changes, the transitions that are going to occur between Everspace 1 and Everspace 2. And I know that a lot of you out there have already been playing the demo. We've gotten a lot of feedback, even though we don't quite need it yet, but thank you for that. You guys are rock stars. It's really appreciated. And we're just going to be talking a little bit more about what's up and coming and what to expect. So I also want to throw out there real briefly, when last we spoke about two years ago, 1 year ago, it was 1 year ago, 2 weeks ago, that's what I meant to say, woo! 2 weeks ago, we discussed how we were going to have some UI reveal content in this particular stream. Sadly, we don't have anything to show just yet because we've all been out of the office. I hope that all of you have also been enjoying your time off and away from all of your work case situations. Same thing applies to us. We didn't want to work, so we didn't. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I hope that you can understand that. But next week, we should have some little goodies to drop for you for the first time showcasing it at all. So that should be pretty good. Twitch link in Discord is broken. What? Oh, that's not good. Let me look in here and see why it's not working. And then we will dive in. Oh, I see why. It's because it's the dashboard link. Whoops. It needs to be not the dashboard link. It needs to be the actual Twitch link. I'm just going to fix that right now. I can't remember if it's www.twitchtv.com or if it doesn't need I'm gonna test it out real quick and see what happens. It's working. It's working beautifully. All right. Fixed. Thanks for that call out, Karamshin. It's really, really appreciated. Definitely a human yeep. I don't know about that. Hello there. How's it going? Oh my gosh. All right. So let's get started here in Everspace 1. Build things up as we're navigating the game space here. And while we're also playing, I want this to be a very communal, beautiful experience together. Just because you guys are awesome. I love you very much. Tell me about your break. Tell me about the transition from 2019 to 2020 for you, what that means. Maybe it was incredible. Maybe you have some really serious stuff go down for Christmas and you're really passionate about family and friends. Or maybe you didn't care at all and you just laid low and played a bunch of dumb video games. Share. Let's make this a really bright, happy, jovial stream of just goodness, positivity, and yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Alright. Tula Mail. I've already discussed the UI updates. But it should probably be next week. And by probably, I mean I'm pretty confident that it will be next week. Alright. I also just want to say hello to Longbottom99WT, Tula Mail, Karamshin, already called him out. Definitely a human yeep. Ragnar Yulov, Talon24. Then over on YouTube, I see Kinneter and Jim Law, Stargazer. Welcome. And that's all the people that I see as of right now, because you guys are awesome diving into the chat. So, we are going to kill this entire game space, just completely nuke it. Nuke it from orbit, it's the only way to be sure. It's 2:04, still waiting. Oh no, is the stream not live over on YouTube? This is hogwash. Hogwash. I tested and it said that it was live over there. Let me just make sure it's going. It does say that it's live. Oh yeah, I have two different streams on YouTube. What in the world is happening? Oh my gosh, this is slightly on the embarrassing side of things. let me just correct you guys over that are waiting on YouTube. Let me just do one thing real quick. Oh my goodness, that is so silly. So silly. Entirely. Oh my gosh, this is... There we go. So what we're going to do is... There we go. So that'll redirect. Now I see all you beautiful people over in chat. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot more people. I saw Andy Beans, this doggo, the jabroni beating. Oh my goodness, Gordon Lynn, Jackson, Jackson. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got you all here. Sorry about that. That's my bad. And it wasn't Michael's fault. That was totally mine. Blame me for that. Completely my fault. So, excellent. All right, so we are going to dive in right now. Get this delicious action for Everspace 1 on the way. Talk about the game state. And as we're doing this, hopefully you guys are sharing some really cool stuff that you did over the course of the last year and on your breaks. We'll just be having a good old chat. It'll be wonderful. Oh my goodness. Tried to give away a few prototype keys, but they are not sold separately. It's true. They're not. The prototype keys are incredibly exclusive. Because if you have one, nobody else can get them now. This is a fact. If you guys are out there and you've got a prototype key and it's sitting in your Steam library, congratulations, you hit the marker. You are the only people that can actually have that now in your Steam library. Nobody else can. Not until we open up that store again, which will be a while and probably too late because the alpha is probably going to be available at the time that bad boy crunches open. So, awesome. Very awesome. Let's get in here, start a new game, and we are going to kind of do a sort of speedrun-ish sort of experience, maybe? I don't know. Just kind of showing you guys what this game's all about. I also need to adjust some of my settings. I don't like motion blur, chromatic aberration. I want more sound. Beautiful. No camera shakes, no vibration, no HUD in the cockpit view, which a lot of people don't actually know about, but you can hide all that information, so this looks gorgeous.
Reaching your destination. And where is that?
So let's get to it.
You will understand more when we get there. I would prefer some more substance to your answers.
I see one little message. Hang on. Okay. We're live. That's right, we are. We're absolutely live. Live in 2020 for the first time. Rockfish Games official stream of Everspace 1 and 2. So welcome all.
Independent operators with varying affiliations profiting from trafficking.
So we're going to start things off just pretty basic, using pulse laser and Gatling gun. You guys know the drill. You've all done this before, right? But have you done it on a fresh new reset of the game? Because if you haven't, it's always a fun challenge. Certainly something you could pull off before Everspace 2's alpha gets here later this year. There's not actually that much time waiting around now. Oh my gosh, it's crazy what happens when the year marker ticks over. But, man, it's not going to be too much longer until everybody's got some really sick content to be playing. I'm excited for you guys. It's going to make it a lot easier for me to not accidentally slip with information as well. Alright. So what we're doing here is we're just kind of flying around, we're collecting loot. As quickly as we can, kind of. We've already taken a bit of damage, which I'm not too worried about because we have a lot of opportunities to repair. But we are going to be floating about, seeing if we can find some more resources, like in this large asteroid, of course. Goodness gravy. Oh my goodness, already seeing that. Solus, welcome to the stream! Everspace is surprisingly well optimized. It still looks good at low settings on my potato laptop. Yeah. That's great to hear.
You have extracted raw materials. These are essential for crafting and...
I'll let my energy recharge catch up on chat. Prototype key locked and loaded. Great to hear. When's the alpha going to drop? Gordon Lynn, we are looking for the alpha to drop. I think it's second quarter of this year? It might even be end of first quarter. I can't actually remember. It's one of those two. So it's not long. It's like 3 to 5 months out, I think. Anywhere between there. We do have a solid date. I just can't remember it. I could look it up, but that would mean I'd have to pause the stream for it. I should know these details. I do apologize. I'm pretty confident it's more on like the 4-month realm. So, in fact, if somebody's in the Discord, I believe it states it in the what's it called? The frequently asked questions for Everspace 2. Tulameo might even know. He remembers all the details that I pour out. But yeah, otherwise we're building up our fuel so that we don't run out too early in this run. Oh, there's some more. Now we're gonna go get some mineable crystal. Maybe find a container or two. That would be neat. Some more fuel. Very well, I accept. Let's do some fast mining with missiles. For those of you who don't actually know, you can use any area of effect weapon, be it a flat cannon or a missile, to very quickly mine out resources. Oh, here's some containers. This is nice. So if you're ever in a bind and you're like, oh man, Okar force is inbound, but I need to get this crystal or whatever, just like use a missile and go. That way you're not sticking around too long and just getting overwhelmed by all those Okar, right? Alright, we got some pretty good loot here, so we're going to keep moving on. Yeah, the alpha is coming up quick. It's crazy. It's crazy. I still remember, like, we had the announcement of, like, you know, oh yeah, you know, that the game's being worked on. You know, we're really excited about all of the things, and then and it's going to be coming out in 2021. And like, you could actually hear the reveal trailer, the live reveal trailer, where everyone sees that 2021. There's like there's like an audio, like everyone just kind of goes, "Aw," you know, like, dang, that's a really long way out. And we're already in 2020, and the alpha's already getting so close to now. It's like, what? Oh my gosh. Discord says alpha is in April. Thank you so much for you guys doing the work that I should be doing for you. Incredible. Kennedy, you are a boss. Thank you so much. So, yes, the alpha will be going live April this year. Woo! Oh my gosh, it's coming up too quick. We gotta really put in some work. It'll be good. If anybody is wondering who I'm chatting with, if you're in one of the chats, I am live on Twitch, YouTube, Steam, and Mixer. So any of those locations, I'm watching them with my pry little eyes to see what the chat's all about. We are having a good time. This is a good time stream. We're just playing Everspace 1, talking a little bit about it, maybe helping you out with some new strategies if you haven't quite gotten through the full game yet. We did refresh our game, so this is a new save file, what you see here, so we have no perks yet. If you don't know what that means, basically, Everspace 1 is a roguelite, and the more you play, the more it gives back, specifically with upgrades and opportunities. So when you die, you spend the credits you earned on your run and gain new abilities, and we don't have any of those since this is the very first run. So we have to be incredibly careful about this space that we're navigating. Now, I've played this game once or twice. Also may have had a hand in helping it become the game that it is today. So you'll see a lot of little tricks along the way through this stream. And if you have any questions at all, like maybe you've picked up the game maybe during the winter sale when it was 85% off, that's insane, and you're looking to get a couple strategies, ask them. Let's get crazy in the chat. I'm loving you guys already. You're already so bright and happy and positive. Oh my goodness, this is great. Can't wait to showcase the game on your channel. Dude, I'm excited for you too. It's going to be fun. That's going to be real fun.
Is that a trading ship? Apparently so. Quite fortuitous to
Prototype works fine for you. There are few audio issues. Yeah. No, I'm actually surprised that the prototype has been working as well as it has for everybody. Okay? So, like, let me explain, all right? We whipped up that prototype for conventional purposes, like only, all right? We had an internal discussion and thought, well, you know, how cool would it be if we distributed this thing to the masses, you know, as kind of like a little reward for just supporting us, backing us? And the team was like, yeah, that seems like it would be a really cool idea. So what do we need to do to the prototype in order to make that happen? I know that you guys aren't developers, but let me tell you what. When you have some sort of working thing that's used for conventions where you have ridiculous computer setups that you don't need to like troubleshoot for, you just like throw it on, and if it's got a bug, you just reset it, you say, oh, it's fine, we're working on it. And then you are mass distributing it to your audience of varying system specs, so much can go wrong. And so internally, we really had to discuss that and say, you know, do we want to do this or not? We decided, yes, we want to. We want to give it to you guys through your support. And I mean, honestly, we had to like crunch things down so hard, but it's been optimized for your pleasure. We've made a lot of little system updates, of course, along the way so that you can adjust your graphical settings. A lot of those details weren't in that initial prototype. We had to like squeeze that in order to give it out to you guys. So thank you for your patience as we did that to distribute it to all of you fine, beautiful people. Oh my gosh. Crazy, crazy stuff. The photo model and the prototype is stunning. Oh man, Kennedy, I'm glad that you're saying that now, but there is so much more to come for that thing. All right. Let's buy this access key. I love it immediately. And then, was that a credits transport? No, it was equipment. Okay. And then we are going to keep moving along. Because we have no time to waste. If we want to complete a run in less than an hour, which would be incredibly difficult in the first run, I got to get moving. The upgrade you'd love in the final game is a time slider for the last 2 or 3 seconds to get the perfect action shot. Let me tell you what, that has been in discussion. Kind of an idea of an action video, action cam, as opposed to action freeze. I can't guarantee that's going to be something that makes it into the game. It's definitely something that's been a conversation piece, like how possible would this be? How would it operate? What's that going to do to, you know, the file size and interaction of how the player is going to be using this equipment, blah, blah, blah. But the community's been talking about it, and I think that it would be cool. I think the team thinks it would be cool. We'll just have to see what happens.
Stop. This is a lot to take on board all at once. Why is this happening? Who am I? Who is my original?
Let's get this comm hub.
I have no information on that.
Oh, hey, Bloodstar. I missed you sneaking in. How's it going? The missile silo this early? We do not want to get hit by that thing. It's still on us?
Why does this vessel appear with
Man, some pressure. I just wanted this comm hub. That's all. Just want to get all this sick loot and then get out of here. That was... Woo! Butt clench moment right there. Alright. So let's get these goods. Now we're going to keep the light missiles. Don't need that fuel because we're pretty much loaded up. And then I see a big spot over there with more containers. We're going to try and get these containers before jumping out, just because it's super early. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, is that a colonial? It is! My goodness. Nice. All right. Is this Everspace 1? It is, in fact, Everspace 1. I know it says Everspace 2 underneath the video. Do not fear. We will be transitioning from Everspace 1 to Everspace 2. We're going to be talking all about like little strategies and stuff through Everspace 1. Ask your questions about Everspace 2 through the course of the stream. It's no problem. We can talk about anything and everything. It is good, good stuff. The key remapping is goofy as all heck. Oh my gosh, yeah, it probably is. Sorry. For Everspace 2, we've done quite the number at Everspace 1.
This is a former colonial station, abandoned as a wreck following the war with the Oka.
Will I find
New laptop handles it well. That's great to hear.
However, my scanners indicate that some systems are still.
All right, how are we getting in this bad boy? I want to show you guys. Oh, here we go.
I knew it. Nothing comes for free.
Good. Good, good. Excellent. Let's So here's a little trick for you guys who don't know. You can actually look through these holes in the wall to see if there's upgrades and whatnot through the doors. But there's an additional trick as well, because we don't want to use our single access key on this hole if there's something more to find, right? Right? So what we can do is we can just pop out the camera mode and then just like look around, and I'm pretty sure that our upgrade's right in here. Yeah, see that? Yeah, we just clip through walls with the camera mode. Feel free to use that. Think of it like your own little time stop scanning probe sort of thing to get all the information you need. So we're going to hang on to our access key. We're going to go right through here, take out these turrets. Is there another one? Oh, there wasn't. Excellent. And now we're going to go get the secret goods that are really going to help us out in our future runs. Ooh, we're going to take those. Ooh, that's tempting. This uses a lot of energy, though. So I think we're going to have to scrap it, unfortunately. A really good weapon otherwise. Let's see. We can't get that item now since we used our single access key. But otherwise, pretty satisfied with those results. I'll take them. Alright, mineable ore and fuel. I think we're just good to go. We're going to keep going. Keep going! Perfect. Will every copy of Everspace 2 come with the awesome commentator in the corner? Oh my gosh, Caden. I really need to read the comments quietly before I read them out loud. You're ridiculous, Caden. Can I confirm or deny you are the new Hive? Dude, that would be so cool if I had the opportunity to be like a character in the game. But no. No. I would not. I could not replace Hive. There is only one Hive. Oh my gosh. And last we've seen him, he was with the clone, leaving the demilitarized zone that we know of Sector 6. Spoiler! We don't know anything else about what has happened or what the fate has been. We'll have to just discover that once we start getting into Everspace 2's story. Will there be black holes in Everspace 2? This was something that we did discuss internally as well. I don't think there will be, actually. And the point of that is because in an open world setting, you're going to know right where stuff is at. And so it becomes less of kind of a hazard and more of like a anomaly. So if we were to include black holes, it would be more of like a state of a area as opposed to a hazard. And this is just because of the genre that Everspace 2 is filling as opposed to Everspace 1 in that open world RPG setting. So it's not likely. It's not likely. Oh, I forgot that those were sequel missile batteries and not light missiles. We just wasted one of those. Whoops! Big brain play. How to harvest mineable crystal? Seeker missile battery. And we didn't even hit it. Oh gosh. Alright. Taking out some turrets, getting some more compound. I can't remember. Was there a little thing in there? No, there wasn't. We already got everything. There's not too much else in this area, I don't think. We saw some GMB. I'm not seeing any particular points of interest. Maybe there's something over here? Yeah, there might be something over here. We'll fly over here. Thanks for the camera mode for subroutine. Hey, you're welcome. Oh my gosh, Gordon, that would be a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, as the new Hive. Oh my gosh. No, I don't think I would want that. Even if the team was like, "Oh yeah, we want you to be the new Hive." If you know, it's no, not my goofy voice. I'd rather just be in these live streams and talk with you guys because you're fun. My blood star. Goodness gravy, you should fly more carefully. Holy dang, do you realize what asteroids do when you crash into them? Goodness. That is just so silly.
Well, what's going on? My instruments are
I wouldn't be able to take the game seriously at that point.
Highly dense and supercharged particles. They are interfering with the sensors.
Oh, that's just what I need.
Town 24, that's actually something that I've kind of been, like, leaning on the idea towards if we were to go a route of a black hole. For those of you over on YouTube can't read that comment, he said, add a solar system with a black hole and call it a tenebrous system or something like that, in which case, yeah, like, it would have to be something along those lines. It'd be really cool to just have a single location you go to in the solar system that's entirely a black hole. But that's also really demanding on other interactions that we'll have in the game. So we'll have to see. Can't really. It's like it's a concept right now. It's all it is, just a concept. I like it. I like the concept. I almost used my missiles again. Oh my goodness. Alright, getting more mineable crystal so we can upgrade. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, the line about inertia. Very, very much so. Man, lots of crystal. We'll be able to upgrade our pulse laser a little bit since we have that blueprint. Otherwise, mining resources on the very first run really isn't that beneficial other than repairing your component damage. Because all we have here, look at this, we just have energy consumption mod and shield damage mod. Which case I could plug these in, which I might as well now. So we're going to do that, and then an energy consumption mod. So it's less energy than it started with, and it's doing a lot more shield damage.
Multiple hostiles incoming.
So that was a real good upgrade. Stacking those upgrades can be really, really powerful. Especially if you have the right blueprints, of course. First run, you don't have any blueprints. Kind of sucks. Gotta build it up over time. Gargantua system confirmed. Oh my gosh. Just call it the Giraffosaur system. It's just a black hole. Oh, I missed a question. Oh! And Caden looks like he's answering stuffs. So let me just read some chat stuff over on Twitch really quick, because this is a good conversation. So I see Rayogorn says, will there be a waypoint map marker type of thing in Everspace 2? In the demo, I find it hard to figure out where I'm going. Absolutely. In the demo, there's just 4 locations to venture towards, so we didn't really want to include too much of like the stuff in there yet. Mostly because we didn't have it developed yet, and we would be spending a lot of time on the prototype as opposed to working on the full game. So we left it out intentionally so that you can see just how much the game's transformed and also how much more intuitive it's going to be to get you around that open world map. So that is coming, yes. We'll have a lot more features and UI updates, some of which we will be showcasing next week live on stream. So be sure to follow us or get in the Discord to know when we do go live. It's every Friday, by the way. It's no secret to anybody. Where we will discuss any news, any new content, stuff like that, straight from this channel. It's a good time. At least I hope it's a good time. If it's not, provide your feedback so we can make it a good time. It's important to us. Man, lots of enemies coming at us. Caden says the storyline will connect. Everspace is a roguelite all about action. The sequel will be more of an open world to explore at your leisure. He is 100% accurate in those statements. Thank you, Caden. You're a rock star. A little bit of focus fire. Oh man, those upgrades to that pulse laser made that elite so easy. And just a single light missile takes out Okar fighters once their shields are down. Oh, glorious. That came together beautifully. Alright, so I think we're spending a little too much time in combat and not enough time jumping through this game. So let's keep at it and keep moving forward. Jack Sharp Scribe, welcome to the stream, by the way. It's always a pleasure having you. Makes sense that the first game seems like a rush to get out of the DMZ, and then the second largely explores the universe outside of the DMZ at a more leisurely pace. So it could make sense for that, Jack, but actually, the events of Everspace 1 leave the player kind of in a stuck position based on how the story kind of reveals itself. And you're not quite out of the DMZ yet, but you're no longer in a constant loop either. Again, this is spoiler territory. If you don't know this, close your ears, play Everspace 1, get through that story. But because you're no longer in that loop, that's why it becomes open world, and you will be able to explore out and kind of do your own things, maybe even beyond the reaches of the DMZ. Maybe. But otherwise, it is very intentional that it's set right back into the DMZ.
Do you have any information on that name?
I do not. But this level of cognizance in a clone is highly unusual. I would like to help you learn more in order to understand how this happened.
Let's find some answers.
Is 2 shield and 1 consumption mod better than all 3 consumption mods? I think it depends. So what I did, the reason why I did this is if I use 3 consumption mods, my damage output wouldn't have increased. It would just make this be used a lot longer. And because I'm accurate with my shots, at least I think I am, I want to do more damage out, which will then mean that I'm not using as much shots, which means I'm actually conserving energy in that prospect. So it's really about how you want to develop it, because we could have gone 3 energy consumption mods instead. We also could have gone 3 shield damage. I just kind of like a nice little balance of both, best of both worlds sort of thing. But you can really kind of play around with that on your own. If you need more energy, like you just want to use your weapon longer and not necessarily know how accurate you're going to be, then just going straight energy mods is huge. Very beneficial. In fact, the energy mod upgrade for the weapons is one of the only modifications that offers no negative side effects, because it only reduces energy. That's all it does. There's nothing you have to worry about. Whereas almost everything else, like these shield damage mods, that actually increased our energy, of which we reverted when we used that energy consumption mod. So now we just basically straight up have damage. Oh my gosh, Jamala, you're a silly man. I'm not a clone! No, you're totally fine, Jack. I'm glad that you're here. You can ask questions. It'll be great. Beam lasers are a fantastic weapon for new players, Caden. Because of, like, you don't have to aim. You're right. Like, you mostly just, like, point and fire. It's great. Oh, snap. Let's go help this dude. Oh, he's gonna die. Oh, we gotta save him. Looks like we got some G&B helping us out, too. So that's good. We can take out this other outlaw. We'll get some sweet monies. Got it. One more. Oh. Looks like they're clearing them up pretty well. Wow. We don't even have to do anything. Just give me some money. Free money.
You have received a credit reward.
Sweet.
The payment has been transferred.
Those little missions are really nice to come by in Everspace 1, just to give you a little bit of a boost for the run itself. They occur occasionally. They're not like super rare, but they can be really nice. Just to drop an eye. Hello, SLI! Everspace gamepad supported? Yes. 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 Absolutely. Will you take down a capital ship for a vanilla run? You know what? If I'm gonna do that, I gotta really focus and get in on this. In which case, I certainly can. First, we gotta get Gork out of the way. Or, not Gork, excuse me. You guys don't know who Gork is, the ones who haven't played the full game experience. Whoops! But you certainly know who Seth Nobu is. Skipping plot stuff. Alright, here we go. Oh, please don't hit me. Oh, that would have been real bad.
I like the sound of that.
Let's get him out of the way so we can keep moving forward. Oh! A little more damage. A little more. There we go. Some Okar. Of course, we're out of missiles. Let's just make some more.
I remember him vaguely. Why did he try to kill me?
It's real nice whenever you have the shields down of Okar, because again, one light missile. Look at this. Boom! Don't have to worry about him anymore. Just done and done. Ooh, destabilizer missiles would be awesome if we had a scout. Alright, do we have access keys? We do! Let's go get another subroutine. Fantastic. PvP co-op, it is a single player experience. This is how we have designed it from the top as the studio itself, and it's also, believe it or not, what our community has been desiring as well. And not only is it a positive for us, but it's also a positive for community, so that's how we are keeping it. It is a single player experience. Now look at here, you can see this glow. Look at that, you can see the glow through here, so we knew that our subroutine's through this door. Keep your eyes peeled for all dem bonuses. It's super convenient if you are a completionist and trying to get all them sweet goods. So let's scan this subroutine, see what we get. Lightning gun. Ooh, weapon overdrive could be great. Ah, man, we're finding some really good loot, but unfortunately, our first run, we don't have a lot of slots on the ship, so we're kind of hunkering down with the couple that we are finding. Alright, I think for time's sake, we're just going to bounce this area. Hope nothing too bad comes of it. You never know, though. Scout rules? Agreed, Jim Law. It is actually my favorite ship. The Scout is actually my favorite ship. Oh, Jack, I'm sorry, I missed your question. Is it a better idea to farm the hardest difficulty for cash for upgrades, or get further slowly and easy to build up skill and upgrades? I think the most important element about Everspace 1 playthroughs, this is a great question, by the way. I think the most important part is recognizing that in this formula that we're using, the more time that you invest in the game, the more it's going to give back. Whether that's on easy, whether that's on hard, it's about you learning and understanding how the enemy's going to be engaging you, where to look for resources, optimizing certain weapons and utilities to the best advantage that you can possibly make of those. That is what's going to help you progress further, as opposed to the difficulty you choose. I would say that if you are just generally struggling as a whole with the game experience, go to easy mode to get a better feel for things. And once you have a feel of the controls down, boost it up to normal. Boost it to that level where we really design the game to be played with all of its fine-tune balancing and whatnot. And then from there, if you feel like you have a really strong understanding or grasp of the controls, you got the resource management down to the level that you need it to be, and then you're looking to like really beef yourself up through a run, take it on over to hard. And I will highly recommend first learning that good old circle strafe maneuver. We do talk about it on stream, but as you can see here, the ship is moving up, down, left, right in a circle. This is such an important evasive move because it conserves all of your energy. We're not using any energy by doing this maneuver at all, but we are mad evading enemy fire. Let me see if I can find some opponents, and I will show you what that is. And goodness gravy, praise RNG, we needed fuel so bad. Getting these vertical asteroids means we could find a couple more fuel slots. That is fantastic. But yeah, that's a great question, Jack. Great question. How good are the consumable buffs, and should I get used to using them? Consumable buffs are fan-freaking-tastic, and they're also really affordable, too. So, like, for example, an energy injector, 3 scrap, 1 power cell, 1 gas. We could technically make 41 of these right now. Wow, 41. And what does this do? It actually gives us 50 energy, boom, the second we use it, to put us right back into the fight or to get away from it, since both boosting and weapons come out of that same energy pool. So energy injectors, wow. Whew! Fantastic, holy dang. Shield boosters, same sort of concept. 2 scrap, 1 power cell, 1 gas, and this boosts your shields. The hit points by 50%, the recharge rate by 50%, the recharge delay by half, shutdown duration by half. Like, these are all massive benefits for something that's really affordable. You just have to use them. In fact, what I'll also tell people whenever they're first getting introduced to the game is that a very definitive way to identify a good player from a great player is how often they use their missiles and their consumables. Because they will change the entire run. Excuse me. So definitely use those bad boys. Because you can't use them when you're dead. Alright, perfect.
Nice and simple.
Alright, we only found one fuel site in this area, which kind of sucks. Oh! Speak of the devil. Perfect. Let's go get this fuel and then we're going to bounce. I don't think I have enough time to finish this entire run, unfortunately. But we'll see if we can't find an Okar frigate and mess it up. That'd be fun. So let's see what we can do. I'd request for a way to export game controls from Everspace 1 to import to Everspace 2 when it releases. That would be incredibly challenging to do, Bloodstar, because, as it has been mentioned in previous streams, we are actually making Everspace 2 from the ground up. We're not just using the same engine and using the same assets and using all that type of stuff and just, like, making a new game +1. This isn't Madden, okay? Alright? This is no, like, it's no experience where we're just, like, reskinning stuff. So, because of that, all of those background systems and coding, that's the word I'm looking for, all the coding in the background, it's not something that we can just convert from one thing to the other. That being said, I will talk to the team about that. I do like that in concept, but the controls are very different. The controls are very unique to Everspace 2 as opposed to Everspace 1. You'll see that whenever we go into Everspace 2 a bit more, and I'm sure that you already know what I'm talking about. There's just a lot that's different, and there's a lot that we haven't shown you yet, too, that's going to be really important as well.
It sure is beautiful here.
Do not allow your general sense of amazement to distract you from the more pertinent dangers.
Are we any closer to?
Yeah, it would be very challenging, and I know that you understand that. Like, I know you're a smart person. It just might be too complicated in order to make it something that's meaningful, like make it a meaningful addition, you know what I mean? If we have time, sure, why not? I'm sure we could look into it, but I don't think that's high on the priority list. Alright, let's just bounce. We got max nanos, our fuel kind of sucks, but I want to see what we can do in this first run. Oh yeah, Scout with remote energy discharger and beam laser. That's pretty strong. That is pretty strong right there. Oh yeah, okay, from the demo to the full game, I could see something like that. We also do have to be careful with that as well, because I'm pretty sure that we've already changed a lot of the control stuff from the demo to the full game. Oh my gosh. It's crazy how much we had to do to that demo versus what we are doing to the full game. And I'm really excited to show you what I'm talking about, giving you guys a slice of that next week when we're covering some of those new UI features. Oh my gosh. It's going to be seriously crazy different. Y'all are going to drop your jaws, be like, what? I need it now! You gave me a prototype? Give me the full game! And then it's going to be all over again. Like, guys, I need you to wait. It'll be good. I love you guys' excitement, though. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. Alright, let's see what's in here. We got some dronage. Taking those out. I didn't even check for turrets. Alright. So, here it looks like things are blocked. Oh, nope, it's in there. You can see it. See the blue glow? See that blue glow? Yeah, this is where we want to go. Get that subroutine. Keep your eyes peeled and you'll pick up all dem subroutines. Time extender would be great. Ooh, a sensor drone. Don't mind if I do. Flat cannon, no thanks. Can't use cloak. And keep in mind, this particular build that I'm going for in this very first run, I'm keeping things as low energy cost as possible. And this is because when you first start off, your ship stats suck. Like, our maximum core capacity is 100. That's it. Which is also why using those energy... Excuse me, I don't even have one. Using these energy injectors is huge. Because out of 100 energy, 50... I don't know how many of you guys know maths. But 50 out of 100, that's like a third of it. It's a lot, right? Obviously it's half. Goodness gravy. But that's going to help you so much. Definitely take advantage of those consumables. And as you build more energy and whatnot, it's only gonna make things better and better and better because you're obviously gonna have faster energy regeneration to go with it. Oh my goodness. It just gets crazy good. Who's locked on? Scouts? Alright. Oh, Weber? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, our evasion doesn't work anymore here. But we don't have to dodge when he's dead, so that's a positive. Let's see what's at this base. Please don't hit us! Ow! I guess I didn't say please nice enough. Oh man, that's a bomber? Alright. We gotta be real careful here. We could get dead real quick if we are not careful. So we're just gonna evade. Flying around the backside. Break down that shield. Any more dudes? I think that's it. So let's get these turrets out of the way. Grab some gas. What else? Got a processor over there. Special tech container. Oh, we can't get in there. Freighter wreck. That's nice. How much gas do we have? We have a decent amount of gas. We're just going to go for this freighter wreck and then we're going to keep going. 50 out of 100. 1/3 in base, 15 or something. Beautiful. Yep, absolutely. I can math. I went to school. You guys are a lot of fun. I like you. I like you guys a lot. Caden says, I never find derelict bases or keys, and somehow you find one every jump. Well, obviously I'm using dev commands. I'm cheating, of course. You know, this is also why I'm not dead yet. I have invulnerability stats. I just like plug in some buttons. Rockfish command alpha bravo. You know, boom. It's just that simple. How's the team doing? So the team is, we got like 6 team members that are back to work today. I'm pretty sure the bulk of us, we're all going to be back in the studio next week. But no, hopes are high. We're looking forward to dive back into things. It's been a really nice break. If you guys missed some of the little shares and whatnot we had over the course of break, you should definitely follow the Twitch, or Twitter, excuse me, at Everspace_game. You can see some really cool shares from you guys first, like all the gallery shots and whatnot that you guys post. We like to do Screenshot Saturday, like a lot of other developers do. And we also showcased some festive meals together, including having rockfish aprons on. What? I know, rockfish aprons. Man, when's the store gonna open for those bad boys? I want one. But yeah, so definitely follow along and see what we're up to behind them scenes. Not just the streams, but all the things. Let's see, is there anything to find in here other than our death if we boost into something?
It seems to be rather random what you acquire from these containers.
Alright. This elite's going to be a little problematic, so we're going to boost our shields using this consumable. Actually, we're going to also use this damage limiter because I'm not too confident about our shields holding here. Yeah, look at how much faster our shields are regenerating just because we're using that shield booster. Completely avoided taking damage. Actually, we're going to boost it one more time. Just because we're so low on energy, but I really want to get this elite down. I don't want to use my Arc 9000. This guy is... Oh, gosh, okay. New game plan. Don't die. Come on, energy. There we go. Woo! Alright. Now we just have to get up close and personal. Got him. Now, I picked up a static discharger Mark III. This thing is incredibly expensive. It basically uses all the energy I have, but when I use it, it makes quick work of foes when I'm close up to them like that. Definitely took a risk, but we got that reward. I'm also hanging on to an Arc 9000. For those of you who don't know, that is basically a BFG in Everspace format.
Something for the stocks.
Another shield booster, that's great. Let's jump out of here because we only have 10 minutes left for the Everspace portion before we jump into Everspace 2. I don't know if I'm going to get to our Okar Frigate. I know that somebody requested that I try to get there, but don't think we're going to quite make it. Sorry about that. But we will get to an Ancient right here. So we'll have this to discuss. If I had to use keyboard and mouse, I would end up shooting missiles at myself, probably. I actually use keyboard and mouse. I prefer it. I prefer keyboard and mouse. This is actually where we designed the game at first to be played by. And then controller support, like, obviously we wanted to make sure people could grow accustomed to...
Although the information I have on them is very limited.
I love how I'm talking about how I use mouse and keyboard. And then I slam into a wall.
Just tell me what
that
you know.
breaks all my stuff.
Distantly related to and revered by
Well, we're going to repair our engines. This is why we save up resources. Got those fixed.
Interesting. Perhaps I should explore this a little deeper.
Alright, so now let's take out this Ancient.
Seems abandoned. Are these ancients?
I cannot confirm this as I have no data.
Guys, I am a smart, okay? The smartest. It was a 200 IQ play. We wanted to make the Ancient think that we were weak and vulnerable, okay? We're really mind gaming him, alright? Also, we don't have any energy. Okay, we're fine. Spoiler alert, he becomes a black hole when you kill him. So be careful. Sorry, Jack. Alright, so we're going to take this bad boy back inside. We're really going to have to buff out those scratches. I'm sure we'll find a way somewhere, somehow. She's in every time. Oh my gosh, you joined what at the worst time. You saw that? Oh my gosh. My nemesis are doors and close quarter walls. It's going to be terrifying in Everspace 2 because there's a lot of it. Oh my gosh. Skipping story.
I had another vision. Maybe
Oh my
more
gosh.
clues.
I forgot, this is why they don't let me pilot the cargo ship anymore. Caden, oh my gosh, you're funny. Eradicate flying? That's it, you're flying. I know, I'm sorry. A viable strategy to any fight is to stop a fist with your forehead. Gordon Lynn, I like your thinking. I like your thinking. No one will expect it. They think that they're the ones in control? No, you were planning on it. Turn that bad boy right around. Face tank for the win. Oh my gosh, you guys are great. I love this audience. Caden, look, we found another colonial derelict. Oh, except this one's not going to have an subroutine. But I can show you a little trick to get inside this one. Okay, this one will be fun. This is a very fun one to get into, because here you can actually we're actually going to go here. You can actually see the. Oh, this is gonna be really hard without a beam laser. You can actually see the. Can we get in there? Oh man, we're gonna need to find a beam laser in order to cheat this. Here's hoping to find a beam laser, but if we do, you can actually shoot between the doors to hit the shield generator to open the way from the side. How neat is that? Also, check this out. We have the stag discharger, just melts all of them swarm fighters. All I did was push a button. Crowd control can be very beneficial. Oh, that's not good. That's an Okar Frigate, ladies and gentlemen. Run number 1. You think we can pull this off? We got 6 minutes left in this Everspace 1 stream. I think we have to go for it. I think we gotta try. This could end up real bad, but it could also be awesome. We got an ARC 9000. We have an ARC 9000. So, if any of you are familiar with the game, you will all know that the Okar Frigate is a very large vessel, very dangerous, but has immense rewards if you can bring it down. And also, as you guys know, in the very first run, you basically have the smallest amount of equipment slots, no blueprints to cover your butt with, and you're just generally the weakest you can possibly be in the entirety of the game. We're going to put those two things together and see what we can do. Let's go! Whew! Alright. So first things first, we're going to use the shield booster. Hopefully they don't hit us at all, which would be ideal. We're going to line up a shot here. Let's see what else we can do. Not much. We're going to use some energy injectors and some more shield boosters to stay on top of things. And we are going to launch this bad boy right there and start dropping this thing as fast as we possibly can. That's one of those nodes down. Each one of these energy nodes takes a large portion of the frigate down. Oh! If we get hit by that energy source, we're basically dead. We are basically dead if we get hit by that. So we have to be very careful. He will keep sending out more waves of his fighters the more damage we do to him. You're seeing more of those fighters coming out now. We have to drop some of them, otherwise we're just going to get absolutely wrecked. Boost our shields. Come here, energy injector. Thank you. Keep the focus on the big ship. Oh, that's not good. Need more energy! Oh, we've taken so much damage. Nanobots! Sweet! Alright, hang on a second. I gotta get some corrosion missiles in this bad boy. Alright, that should take out all the fighters. Alright, let's bring this bad boy down. Oh, there's still one more left on the bottom. Where's that? Right there. Oh man, we got all his turrets down even with the Arc 9000.
I enjoyed that a little.
Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen! Bringing on the fireworks display. Woo! And now we have a lot of blueprints to collect, a lot of items that are going to help out the rest of the run. And don't forget, you can fly on inside of this thing to collect all these goods. Just don't be a doofus like me and bounce around, otherwise you're going to die. Wonderful. There's a lot more stuff to collect here, but I think you get the general idea that taking down these large foes is incredibly beneficial, especially if you are armed to the teeth. Remember, we just did this in the very first run where you have no perks at all. So it's just a matter of learning the game, getting better, and taking the opportunities that you can find to really capitalize on a situation. We had an Arc 9000 and a Static Discharger Mark III. That was huge. That helped us immensely with this encounter. To a degree, you could say we got a little lucky. I won't deny that. But feels real good. Feels real good regardless. Alright, so we're going to grab this last little bit of scrap. We're going to bounce out of here. We're going to transition over to Everspace 2. That'll be some good fun times. Whew! Alright, so we're just going to travel to this new location so we can save our run's progress. Oh yeah, I forgot about this section. You know what, let's just nope out of there. Perfect. Alright. Very, very good. So, while we are doing the transition over to Everspace 2, I am going to go back to our static screen, taking a brief break. I implore you to check out all of these wonderful sights and sounds of Everspace in Rockfish Games. You can join the Discord at discord.gg/rockfishgames. You can go to Twitter at Rockfish Games and also at Everspace_game. And of course, you can be over on that Twitch, Rockfish Games. So to stay in line with all of our beautiful streams and updates at galore, well, I will be your host and you will be awesome. I'll be right back after this short break with Everspace 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for some Everspace 2 prototype gameplay. I hope that you've been sticking around to dive into this. What you are seeing here is the exact same prototype that was distributed to all of the backers, all the supporters that were able to dive in before December 23rd, I believe, was the deadline. So kudos to you for having this exclusive piece of work. If you haven't seen this yet, well, this is to stream for you. We're going to be flying in Everspace 2's prototype, talking about game mechanics and design, especially about what's been changed from Everspace 1, and kind of what our inspiration was behind that in order to navigate this new entire space with you. As you guys know, we are currently heavily in development for Everspace 2, and this is somewhat of a community project in addition to the standard, we're developers, we have full control, we're doing what it is, tough sort of mentality. So if you are a backer, if you have thrown your support at all, I implore you to head on over to everspace.game and join our Discord to have your voice heard, where we can implement very ideas that you possibly suggest. This is a tag team effort to make this game not just good, but to make it as great as possible through our community. Oh my goodness. Can we name our ships in Everspace 2? I've seen that question before. Maybe. That'd be pretty dope, wouldn't it? All right. Let's get into this. That crack. Everybody loves the neck crack. Hope my potato laptop can run Everspace 2. Bashirasuto? Bashirasuto? I'm going to pretend that's how I pronounce it. Nailed it 100%. I hope it does too. It's definitely a more demanding game than Everspace 1 was. We'll have to find out. We did throw in the options to change the graphical quality and whatnot. So here's hoping the answer is yes. But we'll see. We will see. Your Sentinel is called Martian. That's great. Alright, so we're going to start a new game here. Dive right into this bad boy prototype. For those of you who are looking at this for the first time, this is the Sentinel. Let's make it look a little bit more true to the original game here so you guys know what we're talking about. Yeah, there we go. What were all those ships he just passed by? What just happened? Are these some dev controls that we don't know about? Kind of. We've actually explained the controls of what I just used. If you have the working prototype, you can change the ship to your desired look. It doesn't change any of the stats as of right now, but we plugged in 11 different custom looks because the ships this time around are using a modular-based system. That means that the body of the ship, the wings, the engine, and the internal cockpit space, that's all customized to your liking that you can mix and match and put together depending on what subclass you choose for your ship. Boom! Crazy, huh? So this is the Sentinel pulled over from Everspace 1 into Everspace 2, but you'll see it's not quite the same ship. There's a lot more doodads and traits associated with this bad boy. It's been modified. It's been updated. It's something that isn't standardized in the colonial fleet anymore. In fact, this might have been upgraded from other means, in fact. This might not be flagged by the Colonials anymore. We'll have to find out more about that when the story reaches fruition. Otherwise, the Sentinel does have a couple new traits about it. All of this is subject to change, as is the entirety of this prototype that I am discussing with you. You'll notice that the EMP generator is coming back alive and well on the Sentinel, but it also has Cloak. Again, for now, for demonstration purposes, it will likely have the Cloak move on over to the Scout. Unfortunately, we don't have the Scout to show you in the demonstration as of yet. We do have the Interceptor, and I want to point this out. If you notice the cockpit there, the cockpit, the body, it doesn't change, right? This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the modular-based aspects of the ship. So this is actually using the same exact body, but it's a completely different look, right? So this is the Sentinel, right? And then this is the Interceptor. They look very different, and yet they're using one of the same exact components. Crazy. Crazy. All right. What is the key for changing the look? Please, absolutely, you push the U button. Cheat codes, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, just confirmed. You push the U button You can change it in the cockpit itself. And also, if you're not happy with that, I know that we're not done talking about the ships, but we're just going to go ahead and launch this. If you're not happy and you still want to cycle around while you're in flight, you can actually hold Alt and press U, and it will change that from there as well. So, yeah, you have a couple different options to change things around. We are going to fly back in, though, because we still have a little bit more to talk about. So with this interceptor, this one is really similar to its original loadout as well, using the pulse laser and also the weapon overdrive. We added a couple new features on this, one of which used to be just a straight device you had to find in Everspace 1, the energized boost. Same thing with the teleporter, though the teleporter was usually associated with the lighter fighter as well. So we're taking these components, we're mixing them around again for demonstration purposes. It's not very likely these are going to come standard on these vessels when we hit full release, but we wanted you to be able to play around with them. It's important to us, you know, especially if it's a prototype. Like, why would we make stuff and then not give you access to it? That would just be dumb, I feel like. So have fun with it. That's the point. The interceptor, though, pretty similar to where it was at in the previous game as well. I can show the crack in the back of the home base. In fact, we'll do that to talk about the cargo unit, Longbottom. That's a great idea. Alright, then finally we have the Assault Fighter. This is the first appearance in the Everspace universe for the Assault Fighter. It's got these nice delta wing approach, kind of like X-Wing-ish, you know, if you will. And this thing is it's kind of like a light gunship, if you will. It's going to be very powerful in its utility as a medium fighter. But it's not as fast as your Interceptor, and it doesn't have as much energy as your Sentinel. So we'll have to see how things are going to change around with this bad boy through development. But as of right now, he's your beefiest dude of the three. I'm going to go ahead and fly with the Sentinel. I really like this one. It's kind of it's like my favorite look that we have so far on a ship. So we're going to fly this one around, show you how things are operating. Sandbox mode update, please, man. That would be amazing. If anything, Bloodstar, if we do any sort of component that's like a sandbox, what we'll have is like a tutorial space where you can test weapons and equipment, but I don't think it would go beyond that. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So as you can see, the controls, I mean, I guess you can't see the controls. That's silly. But the controls are very similar to how they were in Everspace 1. Everything interacts in a very similar capacity. I do want to talk about shields and hull, because they do not operate the same, in fact. Wow, we got a level 3 drone, and what's this guy doing? Outlaw Madcap. So let's talk about shields and hull really quick, because the hull no longer takes all of the normal weapon damage, and the shield just take the shield DPS. Like in Everspace 1, we had shield DPS and hull DPS. That's what I'm trying to say. Just shield and hull DPS. If you tried to fire at the hull with the shield DPS, it wouldn't do as much damage. If you fired at the hull with the shield DPS, it wouldn't do as much damage. Did I just say the same thing? You get the point. If you're firing shield at a hull, the hull absorbs the shield damage and only takes the hull damage. So here, we've changed that a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. So put your thinking caps on, okay? So what we've done here is we've changed these two roles to kinetic and energy DPS. Your hull takes full damage from both sources of a weapon. I'm going to say that again. Your hull takes full damage from both sources of a weapon. So if we use this pulse laser against an opponent's hull, it will actually do 65 DPS because it combines the two. Okay? Now I'm explaining this right now because we don't have everything in game to explain it well enough yet. We're getting there, don't you worry. But the reason why this is separated out differently is because we have a new modifier in the game, a new ability to absorb shots, and that is now armor. In Everspace 1, whenever you had armor, it reduced the amount of damage you took to your hull. Now, armor is its own type of damage soaking energy, if you will. So if you look at our bars on the right side of the screen, you'll see a red, an orange, and a blue. Those represent your hull, your armor, and your shields. What that means is that your shield will always be the first thing that takes damage, and it will take maximum damage from energy DPS, but it will completely negate kinetic damage. Okay? So if we were to shoot a pulse laser at somebody's shield, we would do 50 DPS, and we wouldn't do any of that 15. That makes the pulse laser incredibly great against shields, much like you guys know from Everspace 1. Conversely, if we used the autocannon against shields, it would do a mere 18 DPS, and that 54 kinetic would be completely absorbed. It wouldn't do any of that damage. So, also true to Everspace 1, your Gatling gun, the autocannon here, similar in concept, really, really good against the kinetic side of things, but the energy just flat out sucks. Also note that your pulse laser, if you were using this against armored ships in Everspace 2, that's when this thing's not going to be effective. So you take down their shields, and then there are big old bulky armors in the way, you're only going to be doing 15% DPS damage. Your autocannon, however, it's going to melt away armor with 54 DPS. Now remember, your hull takes full damage from both, right? That means these enemies that we're fighting with right now, these guys don't have any armor at all. In fact, this guy doesn't even have any shields, right? So we can actually just use the pulse laser for maximum damage against these guys. We don't even have to worry about changing our weapons. These turrets, they don't have any shields. We're going to use this pulse laser, and look, it's doing a great amount of damage because it's doing both the kinetic and energy DPS to the target, since it's just its hull. Same thing to the drone here. And this Outlaw Scout, let me show you in comparison what happens when we use the autocannon versus the pulse laser, okay? You're going to see a huge change. We're firing at his shields first with the autocannon. We're doing ones for damage. Very, very little damage. Right? We're going to let his shields come back. Come on, dude. Alright, there we go. Shields are going to fully restock, and then we're going to use the pulse laser. Watch how quickly this drops those shields. It's gone. It's already gone. And we can keep using the pulse laser for maximum damage because he doesn't have any armor. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? This is important. These concepts are going to be realized in Everspace 2. Granted, we will have the appropriate systems to help you understand that in-game, but I'm telling you this now so that you can be on top of the smart zone. Alright? That's right, impress your friends. Perfect. Solus asked a question that I totally missed, and I'm sorry. Probably answered, but these ships don't need to be nearly as aerodynamic in space, but the trailer showed a very brief scene in atmosphere. Is that real? It is real. We will absolutely have atmospheric locations you can venture to. You'll be able to fly into the interiors of some planets, like through cave structures, and engage with enemies of all types. And we are absolutely looking into the effects of gravity there as well. We want to make sure that if we do implement these features, that it feels right, it feels fun. We don't want it to be frustrating. For example, if you shoot an enemy ship and then that loot that just dropped, it's falling with it. If it becomes a pain in the butt to have to fly all the way down to the ship to pick up your stuff, you know, we're gonna make sure that it's a nice blend of arcadey with realism, simulation, if you will, for the optimal gaming experience. So we'll see what happens, but we are definitely playing around with gravitational effects. Absolutely. Our thermo cannons getting a buff. Love them in Galaxy on Fire, but in Everspace 1 they were a bit underwhelming. Excelsior! Excelsior! I absolutely love the thermo cannon in Everspace 1. I would highly recommend finding unique ways to utilize it in Everspace 1. In fact, if you use a lot of energy reduction or shield DPS increase effects, those things can absolutely be boss as you fire behind an asteroid and your opponents just shoot the asteroid as you're just like careening around it. That arc on the thermocannon is absolutely baller. You can also go with the subroutine Daredevil and have infinite energy and maximize the use by also pairing it with Berserker. So you can constantly be firing your thermocannon and boosting at the same time. The only thing that's utilizing your energy is your boost, and if you get shot, you don't actually take any damage. So you can wildly lock on and fire at enemies to maximize your hits because it's the thermo gun and it whacks on, and you are actually impenetrable to any type of damage. Big brain plays. Some seriously crazy combinations, but these were elements that we thought about, and if we made the thermogun any more stronger than it actually is, it would actually be broken. Believe it or not. I know it sounds crazy, but that thermogun is actually a really strong ability to have in Everspace 1. It's just all about how you're using it and how you're maximizing that trait. Excellent. Hey, Geometry Prime's here? Wonderful. Let me see if there's another question here. The ships in the prototype felt very slow compared to Everspace 1. This is actually true because it's the very beginning of Everspace 2, and a lot of people coming over from Everspace 1 usually have a lot of perks upgraded for speed and all that type of stuff. You have to keep in mind, we haven't shown any of the perks, the development, the building up of your ship yet. Even when you're finding like new thrusters, which is not very common to find in the prototype just yet because the itemization's not fully adjusted. Like you'll find thrusters that do a lot in your Everspace 2 experience. We'll get there. We'll get there. It does feel sluggish with Everspace 2 to start things off, and that's just because it's literally the very start of Everspace 2. Don't you worry. We got you covered. Ooh! Ooh! Wonderful. Will there be weapons with equal effectiveness against armor and shields? Would this make them do too much damage to hull? Caden, this is a great question, and yes, the beam laser will do equal damage to both shields and hull, and then whenever it starts shields and armor, and whenever it starts hitting that hull, it's gonna just eat right through it, as it should, because there's nothing blocking its destructive ways. So, absolutely, there's going to be some good stuff like that to capitalize on in-game. Perfect, perfect. Another stream with Neck McCracken. Oh my gosh, you're crazy. Are flight simulator joysticks, also known as HOTAS, going to be compatible with Everspace 2? The answer is yes. Tyler, thank you for joining the stream and asking your question. They are not available just yet, but I can assure you they will make their way in. So now we are going to do a thing that was requested at the beginning of our adventure in Everspace 2 that I almost forgot about. And we are going to find a little secret. I got a secret. Because the world of Everspace 2 is handcrafted and no longer procedural, we're adding in a lot of secrets that can be found amongst the roids. This one is right next to the home base that gives you some little freebies and also a point for us to start talking about the itemization in Everspace 2. Now, I think I will actually dive into a dev build and show you a little bit more about this stuff. But for now, you'll see that we have these different module slots. These are kind of like devices in Everspace 1, but also not really. But each one of these tools can actually have unique modifiers on them. This includes your energy core, shield, your armor, your sensors, your engines, as well as your cargo unit. This cargo unit just adds more slots for us, but this could also have unique modifiers on it. So you can have a cargo unit that increases your armor, or increases your sensor range, or it gives you life leech, or a number of other modifiers. Like if you've ever played Diablo or Destiny, you'll know that there are different traits that can be associated with your equipment that give you a bonus for using something else in tandem. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Let's see, we have the exact same sensor there. Let's go find some other loot really quick to show this off a little bit more. You also notice we have a cruise drive in Everspace 2. This is, again, because these locations are no longer randomized. Very intentional spaces for you to explore. So now we have this Energy core, you see it has plus 10 firepower and plus 134 meter tractor beam range. So even though it's an energy core, it's giving us those nice, great bonuses for other attributes. Firepower. Let's briefly talk about firepower. Firepower is one of 6 different attributes of your ship that you will be managing. Think of it kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons character. If you guys are familiar with it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're not, I'm surprised, but also you have 6 different attributes in Dungeons and Dragons, which you have like strength, dexterity, constitution, knowledge, wisdom, and charisma. All of these different traits will give you a wide breadth of skills and abilities throughout your play session with that character. The same is applied here in Everspace 2, where those 6 different attributes, those things that you can focus on, will be defining your play style and how you're utilizing your ship to its maximum effects. So firepower is very much the equivalent of strength. It's all about dat damage, boy. So definitely be pursuing that if you just want to wreck face. Let's see what's on this one. We have heat plating with 6 to structure. This is kind of like your constitution, where it's just going to straight up make you stronger to take more damage as we are dishing it out. Beautiful. Oh, I am missing some conversation. Let me check this out. Excelsior! I slapped 3 Frigate Mark III mods on it. It was fun, but hard to get. Just love the way the Sunfires filled the whole orbit with energy orbs and melted everything. Yeah, that sounds awesome. They still weren't as OP as the blasters or the raccoon beam laser. No, I can definitely understand that. Yeah, and there's a lot to learn and play around with, too. Like, if you want to fully utilize thermo cannons in Everspace 1, there are ways to do it. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. I understand that. We just wanted to make sure that we didn't make it basically cheating if you did find like the unique ways to use it. But definitely keep exploring. If you find something new and exciting, definitely like jump it into the Discord. I'm sure people would love to talk strategy with you about that. It's good stuff. Tyler says, thank you. Have been trying to get them to work on Everspace 1 with the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro. Been kind of difficult. No easy workarounds. Yeah, you know, it's hard when we are trying to develop for all of these different types of joysticks. You know, it's hard to make it work for absolutely everything. We are doing our best as developers to serve you so that the tools that you have at your disposal will work with our game. I can't give a solid 100% guarantee that every single thing out there is going to work. And there's also going to be the case where it might not work at all, even with, you know, suggested workarounds. But we are trying our best. We hope that you will continue the journey with us and see if your feedback on your products can be used by us to get it working. So we'll have to see. But I'm excited to see what we can do with that. Any chance of VR in Everspace 2? Asked Gilius. Gilius, I like that username. So we have talked about VR briefly, but let me just cover let's just cover it. I think it's solid. So Everspace 1's VR gave us a lot of information, a lot of feedback, a lot of criticisms, and we learned a lot about the VR experience as a whole. And through this process, we have learned that VR needs to be absolutely focused down if that's a direction that we turn towards. In fact, when we did create the VR experience for Everspace 1, which was, it was just like plugged into the game, it was requested by the community, it's why we built it, we then got destroyed by our community because it wasn't the best VR experience. You know, it had a lot of issues, it had a lot of problems, and we continued to work on that, and the reviews never really changed around. Like, if you look at the reviews over on Steam for Everspace 1, big reason why that took like a 10% cut, it's because we did VR for it. Ouch! So you can imagine that we are very weary about pursuing a VR experience. Since that, if we do, it will be separate from Everspace 2's core game. We would have a different application that you would purchase for Everspace 2, and what that would allow us to do is fully utilize and maximize all of the VR source and material to make that the best it can possibly be, as opposed to just skating around and plugging it in already on a developed experience. So time will tell. As of right now, it's not very likely I think we'll pursue that, but if we do, it will be separate from the core game. Good question. A good question. More questions! I love it. Let's see. Tomask Jopek. Are you going to implement weapon crafting or any kind of crafting? You can find some unique trash in space, and when you find that one-of-a-kind engineer, he can craft a very special gun. Oh man, I want to talk so deeply about this. I would get in so much trouble if I could. So all I'm going to say is, maybe. Just note that we do have a lot of commodities and resources that you are collecting, even in the prototype, that don't really serve any purpose yet, because there's probably stuff in the works that we are developing. I also do want to mention that in any traditional looter shooter, it's never fun when you find something that you can't ever use again. What I mean by this is, like, you have a level 10 beam laser and you find a level 8 pulse laser that you have no use for because your beam laser is just straight better in all regards, right? So what would we possibly do with that level 8 pulse laser to give it value? Like, what could we do as a developer for you, the gamer, in order to utilize that piece? If it's not going to be in the realm of being a weapon, then perhaps we can find another means to break it down and put it together as something else, or maybe combine it with other tools that you have. But alas, I've already said too much. There will be more on items and what we can do with those in the future. Great question. Great question. Did you say you were doing some fan art stuff today? Yeah, if there's fan art in the Discord, I will take a moment from the stream and plug it in. Ooh, 8. Ooh, 8, I see an... Uh-oh, oh my goodness, you made a dumb thing. I'll show it off, that's fine. We'll show it off. I don't know what you did. I'm scared of it already. Alright, let's keep playing the game. I'm sure you guys have more questions. Keep feeding them to me as you see them when they come to mind. I am happy to answer any and all of your questions. That's what the stream is for. It is your guys' stream. It's the community stream. So let's get right back into this in go mode. So I'm going to go ahead and jump out into this open world realm that we are constantly talking about. Let's show you what it looks like. So there was that planet right there we were near. And now we are freely flying wherever we want in the direction we want. We can go over to this planet. We can go over to this star. We can also go over to another planet that's over here. We just can't we can't do anything there because, as you'll see on this map, we're flying around in this area, but we can't go to these NA zones. Not applicable is what that stands for. So we have 4 locations: the home base, this outlaw turf, this trading station, and the near sun GMB mining that you can explore in this massive, massive area of the DMZ you will be exploring in the future. So definitely looking forward to seeing your guys' response as we develop all these locations out. But for now, just know you can't really do too much yet. But there is a purpose, really strong purpose, being able to fly out and about in here. One thing you will see very shortly, because random things can occur when you're flying about doing stuff. One of those things is finding an unknown signal. Another is being interdicted, or intercepted, rather. Here's an unknown signal right now. We can go to this and maybe find something very unique, very powerful here. Or we're going to get interdicted at the exact same time. This is not final UI, by the way. This is absolutely going to change, and it's going to be way more difficult than this as well. Let's briefly talk about what we just did. Basically, when there's an interception sort of thing like that, that means somebody's locked onto your ship, and they are prepared to destroy you. This is not something that you want to get caught by at all. It's mostly going to be people either in the campaign or rival factions and whatnot that absolutely want you destroyed. And if you get caught by that, if you don't evade that, you are in for a very challenging fight, and it's not going to be very good rewards either. So you will want to be avoiding these interdictions. Now, these unknown signals, however... Wow, we got a back-to-back interception? Okay, no. These unknown signals, however, these can be something that could be very good for you to find, because that unknown signal could be at a base, or some special debris in a debris field, or it could be a signal somebody's out of fuel and they need to jump and, you know, everything's going wrong sort of situations. And there could be profits in your in your pockets if you take the time to go explore. And I think this is hilarious. Oh, here we go. So now we got a bunch of containers. Getting some new goods. You can blast containers like you did in Everspace 1, or you can be a little bit more civilized and just fly up to them and open them without destroying them to take the loot. However you would like. I like just blasting and going myself. Ooh. I'm going to take that coil gun. Beautiful. Alright. Alright, so let's keep going. I don't think we were going to this planet, but we're going to fly towards it anyway to show you the transition. And if you don't like waiting around, if you want to just get to where you're going, we do have that feature as well. Since it is still an arcadey space shooter, all I did was hold the R button there, and boom! We are here. We didn't have to wait any longer. We are now able to do what we want, when we want, how we want. Just like that. Let's check out some of the questions you guys are throwing. Mario Nickel 7? Does every planet can be entered, which means I can do planetary dogfight on every planet? This is not the case. So something to point out is that all of these locations are handcrafted, and it would be an insanely massive undertaking for us to design, like, let's just say this area alone has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets and at least one moon. At least one moon. So we're going to say 7 locations. If we had to handcraft every single one of those planets, this would be a full game right here. This would be a full 5 games. Like, whew, that would be a huge undertaking. So what we are doing is we're being very intentional about these locations that we are handcrafting. So for example, like this trading station here, or these 2 locations on this planet, both of these locations are unique, that are both interplanetary. So you're fighting in Atmo on both sides of this planet. Some other planets will have those locations and some simply won't. This one also has a location on the planet and one outside of it. And they're handcrafted, so when you're flying down to the outside, it's a very filled space with a lot of things that you can do, a lot of things to be challenged by for you to be intuitive and to explore those handcrafted environments. So the answer, what I'm saying is, no, you're not going to be able to fly down to every single planet, but the locations you will be able to fly down to, as well as any location you fly to at all, are going to be expansive. They're going to be intentionally designed with you in mind in order to explore and extract and exterminate all of your opponents. Beautiful. Please put in a space art deco faction a la Freelancer. Please, the universe needs more space art deco. Oh my gosh. That sounds like fun. Maybe we could reference some Freelancer stuff since, you know, we've been heavily inspired by it. I like your thinking. That's good. If jumping between systems is faster than light, and you look back at the system you just left, could you see yourself from the past? Caden? That is way too deep of a question right now. I love you. Stop it. Goodness gravy. To escape the interception, you must hack the game in real time to avoid this using C++. Oh my gosh, Alan. You're great. You guys are great. You guys are absolutely great. Let's keep going. Alright. Just shutting down your boy, Caden. I'm not shutting him down. I'm not shutting him down. He's way too creative for the stream, okay? Alright, let's take out these drones. I don't know how many of you caught it, but there are scientists in this area who are wanting us to do a little quest. I'm probably not going to do it, because I don't feel like it. Just going to be honest. But what I do want to do is show a little racetrack minigame. It's always fun to do. Oh, ouch! Let's run into an asteroid first. Okay. Let's see, we want to go over there. Boom. The cruise drive cannot be used if enemies are nearby. So we do have to eliminate them first. take these guys out and hopefully move on to the next step. You'll also notice here that the energy that we're using between boosting and firing is actually separate now. It's a big change from Everspace 1. It was highly requested by the community. And we figured, you know what, if you want it, let's try it out. We're pretty happy with it thus far. But on the left side, you'll see a cyan and a white bar. The cyan bar is your boosting, and the white bar is your ammo, if you will, your ammunition. Your energy ammunition. I really just wanted to get over here and do this little racetrack. Real quick. Whee! And of course, there's going to be a lot of little mini games and challenges in these areas since they are very handcrafted. This one's kind of, I'm going to be real, it's just kind of standard. But it gives you a taste of what's to come. And these aren't going to just be found out in space. No. You could find a racetrack on a planet, for example. There could be a lot of things to do. That might have been our best run through that, to be honest. Oh my gosh, Tulaveo. Please make a planet like our Jupiter, and that would be there to fight in the upper atmosphere and were visible monstrous streams of air of different colors. It would be beautiful. Big Virus. I will tell you that we are definitely on the same page. Be looking for some future content, that's for sure. Excelsior again. Wasn't there a news line in Galaxy on Fire 2 that mentioned a pilot colliding with himself? Actually, yes. Very, very astute observation. There is, I mean, you'll see a lot of subtle nods to Galaxy on Fire 2 simply because that was one of our babies. A lot has changed, including the loss of the IP, so we can't really make Galaxy on Fire in our universe of Everspace, of course, but there are a lot of concepts that are coming back alive and well and better than ever, for sure. So you'll just have to hold on to your butts as we move into that space. Adam goes to a gas planet, plasma completely extracted, and the planet's just gone. Oh my gosh, that would be so silly. Goodness gravy. You guys are the best. I love you so much. Alright, let's go ahead and do a little bit of trading, talk about this briefly. Before we do some other stuffs. We're going to sell these worker drones, this iron ore, power cells, this kinetic plating, Bardum crystal shards, a cooling unit, plasma battery, pulse laser, common plating, energy cores, earth wine, nanofibers. All of these things sound really cool, like you should be able to use them for other purposes. Don't they? So we're just going to sell all that type of stuff just for some 6 straight credits for now. I said credits, I meant credits. I don't know why my mouth did that, but you get the drill. Alright, so we got all that. We have almost 6,000 credits. It's pretty sick. That's pretty poppin'. I am liking that a lot. And, yeah. I want to show you guys some other stuff. We did show most of the stuff I'm about to show you in a previous stream, but I think it's a good talking point to express some more of the differences between Everspace 1 and Everspace 2, just because it'll be fun. So we're going to do another transition into a different build of Everspace 2. I will need your patience as we do so. So what we're going to do... is we're going to jump over to our promo wait page again. I know. But I implore you to check out the Discord. I implore you to check out the Twitters. And, of course, over on Twitch where we do all of our streamings for reals all the time. Obviously, we're also streaming for YouTube, so we're not leaving you guys out. We just don't have you mentioned there. Whoops. We should change that. We should definitely put YouTube on there, too. So we'll get that taken care of. No problems whatsoever. Pop this open right here. Let's see how that's going. Please hold. Oh boy, I know exactly what this is. We're just gonna put this up on screen right now. We're just gonna show this little thing off. Bloodstar provided this. We're just gonna watch this really quick. Welcome back, very briefly. This is the clip that Bloodstar put together. So let's just watch this. Oh my gosh. Nice. That's good. That's good. All right. Very well, I accept. All right. Thank you, everybody. And good night. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll be right back with another version of Everspace 2. Just a second. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to turn the audio up. My bad! All right, we are back in action. We've got everything going for us in the new build. We're going to transition right back over. Hello again. Welcome. You are looking dashing today. Most radiant, in fact. Let's get the audio back on. All right, so we are picking right up where we left off. We even have the same ship model as we did before. You'll notice there are some subtle UI differences, but this is not the talking point right now of those UI changes. The big thing to note is that there's a lot going on here with the weapon and the organization of cargo. Let me see if I can find some stuff. Here we go. So we're gonna take some Vardum crystal here. We're also gonna take some iron deposit. Getting a little bit of lag. Sorry about that. Sorry. Oh, also, the screen is completely... Oh my goodness, gravy. Let's fix that, huh? Wow! Ooh, done. Excellent. Much better. Excellent. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. Alright. Much better, yes? So we're picking up some items and stuff. So you can see, like, we have a lot of little subtle UI changes here. We have the comment on the left side now. It's distinguishing these. You see this little indicator that shows these are just, like, resources, right? That's the graphic for resources. You have these different modifiers that show the item type, the value, the latest ones collected. So you see here that the Vardum crystal shards are actually more valuable than the iron itself when we use the value meter. You can see this type of stuff. We can also maximize for awesomeness to see this go all the way down our cargo, and we're going to have lots and lots and lots of slots, of course. Let's see. I am not pushing east. Stop it, Tulol Tulameo. And let's see. Some other things to point out, which you now can see under here. We have a destroy button. The destroy, it's actually, it just straight up destroys it. You don't get any other bonus from there. But we can, let me see if I can find some decent loot here. I'm gonna just kind of like poke around. If I don't find anything, I am gonna cheat and get some loot for you guys to see the full thing. Let's see, to cargo, short range sensor. You'll see a couple of like little glitches and whatnot occur. That is because this is a live development working build, and it's got lots of problems. So if you see anything wonky, like when I'm searching this, and you see it like flash back and forth. Yeah. See what else we can find. I really want to give a good example of how this is all operating. There we go. Like a glove. Perfect. This might be the last one we look at, and if it doesn't have anything that I'm looking for, it doesn't look like it does. Come on. Come on. There it is. Alright. But now you can see like a little bit more on how these do adjust based on the item type, the rarity, the amount that you have, the value, and also the latest. Each of these are applying far more variation to how things are working in Everspace 2's build. I am now going to have to hide my screen in order to get some stuff prepared for you guys. 1 second once more. Sorry for all the back and forth. I really do apologize. It's just part of that process, you know what I'm saying? So let's see. Let me here we are. Much better. Much better. Oh, yes. Let's get back to the game so that you can see what I am talking about. Here we have a nice little selection of more stuffs and things, including like this valuable shield, right? So now we have a superior shield. It has a lot more attributes on it, where you can see that it has 12 repair, 12 utility. These are 2 more of those attributes that we did talk about earlier in the stream. And we also have the fact that it can deal 70% of energy damage back to the causer's own shield. Woo! What a beefcake shield. That thing, the more damage that it takes, the more energy damage it does right back to the opponent that it is attacking with. So lots of fun little traits like that. You'll also notice that we can't pull this shield over because we can only apply things in the live build as you go to a station or the home base itself. So we're going to fly back to the home base and hopefully not trigger an event. This might be real quick. Oh, actually, we're going to also... Actually, we're just going to fly right in here first. So let's go ahead and fly into the home base. So you'll see that we can... I have to make sure I'm clicking on the right buttons. Woo! Woo! NDA! So we can pull these elements over. We got 3 firepower in this one. Boom. We've got this incredible shield that deals damage back to the attacker. I love it. We've got this rail gun. You can see actually in the UI at the very, very top where it says inventory at the top. If you look underneath that, you'll see that the secondary weapon that we're cycling in between to showcase the stats actually shows there. So you know how it's being compared, right? This is important. Too little, too little. Stop saying E. Ridiculous. I'm not pressing E. Really digging the soundtrack in the game. I'm glad I backed the Sound and Art Edition. Well, thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot, Platonic Gamer. We're happy to be pumping out. I think Giho, the in-house musician, I think he's been doing a fantastic job with the tracks. Definitely been up in his game since Everspace 1 for sure. I'm looking forward to all of those tidbits that we can show in the future as well. Idea mirror shield, immune against laser weapons, but break on almost any impact hit. Oh my gosh, Tom. Crazy. Alright, so we're going to use this railgun, because why not? Let's see what else. We got these boosters, plus 46 handling change. This is something new. We're going to go ahead and apply that, because now we can turn faster. We have a coil gun, the Maverick Prime Zapper. Let's go ahead and replace our pulse laser with that. It's going to be a little hard to use these because our energy core kind of sucks right now. But that's okay. So you can sort by value. Oh, that's 500. 500 credits for one. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's pretty awesome. So we're going to go ahead and fly back out. We're going to look at these new weapons that we got. We got this Prime Zapper, which actually doesn't have any audio associated with it. That is absolutely a bug. And we have this railgun. which I love the new sound. Oh my gosh. I hope that you guys are hearing that fully. In fact, I'm going to boost the audio to maximize it. Just listen to this. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Screen is still too big. Oh no, is it seriously? It's coming through okay on my end. Coming through okay on my end. Beautiful. So, Giho's doing a lot of fine work, as you can tell, for the sound design. Not only the music, but also just like all the effects, the beautiful audio, earhole listening experiences. Oh my gosh, it's pretty great. And I'm looking forward. I mean, obviously this weapon has no sound, so that's a problem. But we're getting there, right? We're getting there. Is there something I was shooting over here? That crate looks like I could shoot it. Yeah, we can destroy those. We could probably also grab them. This is something that we haven't shown. Nope, I can't grab that. Floating pieces. Development, man. It's hard, okay? It's real hard. Let me pick up one of these things, though, because we haven't talked about the grapple mechanic yet. Look at this! What is this? You can grab onto objects and messing them around with the gameplay area. We could use this as kind of like a blocker for enemy fire, or we could take this and throw it at an opponent. Now, this is a gas tank, so if it gets hit by any type of flame damage and whatnot, we're going to take a crap ton of damage. So what we are going to do is we are going to fire... Can we even hit it? No, we're shooting... That was kind of intentional, but I thought we were going to light it on fire and then chuck it, but never mind. As you can see, it's very dangerous to hold fuel tanks and then fire your weapons. Thankfully, our shields are really impressive, so we didn't take any sort of damage. But yeah, so also our handling, you can see we can spin a lot faster. I think those of you who have played the prototype know that this is much more maneuverability. You'll see many different things are going to be able to modify these attributes as you're building yourself up, customizing yourself. They're going to be more prone maneuverability for the smaller ships and more prone to be armors and tanking damage for the larger ships, but your medium class kind of gets a mix of both, so you can apply to a lot of different things. Good stuff. Let's see. I want to show you a couple other items. Again, I have to hide things. Oh my gosh. What a ridiculous person I am. I know. We'll be right back once again. I really just want to show off that stinger. I think Will did a fantastic job working on that. Shuzan, as you know, him by username, he actually made that stinger for us. The stinger's the rockfish logo swinging on by. It's pretty cool. So let's see. We're going to overheat an item and we're going to damage an item. Here, let's see. Just so that you guys can kind of see the difference of what this is. Going right back into the game. We did talk about some of these things, but I think it's just important to talk about again. In Everspace 1, if you recall, when you took a lot of damage, your subsystems would get damaged, right? And when your subsystems got damaged, you had to repair them. Otherwise, you had some sort of issue that you would have to deal with. Now, we also want to make sure that we have those elements in place that you've got to deal with. But now, because the item game is on point this time around, everything revolves around your items, those are the things that are going to overheat. Those are the things that are going to get damaged. So you can see here, this Prime Zapper is broken and the energy consumption is now tremendously higher on it. Tremendously higher. So if I wanted to use this weapon, it's going to cost me greatly until I repair it. You can repair it by going to an appropriate system or store, home base, whatever, spending the appropriate resources to repair it, be right back in it. Whenever something is overheated, like for example this railgun, the overheat in this particular case actually reduced its range, which really kind of sucks for the railgun. And in that case, you're just having like a different quality about it that just really sucks. Like the railgun, this is all about shooting at range. We have to wait for that overheat marker at the very top. You see it ticking down, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Overheat will go away so that we can then do something else with that weapon in its use. Once again, now it has that range back. But you'll see that our Prime Zapper, it is still very, very damaged, and our energy is completely depleted rather quickly simply because it is still damaged. Excellent. Woo! Oh yeah, the grab effects. Yeah, I forgot we added those in a recent one. Yes. So you can see, definitely that's something that you guys haven't seen yet, but there are grab effects now with the grapple up close and personal. And we're not done with it either. There's going to be more coming. I see a small idea being recommended from Excelsior. I'm just going to read this out loud, see what you guys all think about it. Add a toggleable ping sound when a weapon is fully charged to an audio cue. I do like that, in fact. We are also thinking about other little things. So there was one recommendation from Everspace 1. A lot of people were like, I wish that the lights of the ship were brighter. That was the request. So so check this out. We're going to fly over to this asteroid in kind of like this shady area. And you'll notice that we don't actually have any lights on the ship this time around for this game. Just kidding, you can turn them on and off. You can turn your lights on and off, people. 2020 is here! The future is here! And we'll have a lot more of these little features. You can actually see the lights on the ship itself. See the lights on the ship? You can see them. They're turning on and off, folks. And there's going to be a lot more of that good stuff. A lot of little quality of life, little features and doodads that we're going to be giving off to you. So it should be a real good, fun time. Okay. That's really the stream. I want to open it up to questions that you guys may have. I know that we kind of covered stuff that's really already been talked about, if I'm being honest. Next week, though, we will have a display of UI improvements. I'm putting everything on the line for this. If the team doesn't deliver, I'm going to look like an idiot to you guys. But it is something that we have been working on. There's a lot of really cool stuff that I want to show you, and we're going to be allowed to show it. So definitely tune in next week, same time on Friday, where we're going to be covering a lot of new elements on the UI. It's going to be so wonderful. I hope that you will make an appearance to have fantastic conversation with me once again so that we can cover all these beautiful topics. Bamboozled! We have been promised to look at the fan art channel. Oh yes, let's actually look at the fan art. Let's go look at the fan arts right now. Oh gosh, I'm really glad that didn't have a different background. That would have been bad. Okay, let me do some master work here. Changing over to the promo wait page again. Oh man, I know that you guys love it so much. So give me 1 second and we will get to it. Alright, gotta clear that. Gotta open this up. I see Caden's now supplied us with... Oh my goodness. Another one of my mishaps. You guys, the fan art is supposed to be... Alright, here's another clip, Caden. Excellent. Thanks for that, Caden. Thanks for rubbing the salt in the wound. Wonderful. Fantastic and amazing, of course. Oh my goodness. That seems to be it for the fan art channel. But I do implore you to dive into our Discord, what I'm looking at right now, right here. Oh my gosh, it's live. You could post stuff in there and you'd be on TV. Hi, Mom. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Oh, technology. But seriously, like if you do any like types of artwork, if you put any videos out, we had a really funny YouTube poop last year. Oh my gosh. Definitely dive in and do some stuff. It'll be good. It'll be a lot of fun. You see that casual scroll up? I just owned whoever was typing. I just freaking pwned you. Get wrecked, noob. Oh my gosh, I am such a savage. But seriously, join the conversation. It is an absolute blast. We love you dearly. It's a really good time. So guys, thank you so much for coming out to the official Rockfish Games live stream of both Everspace 1 and 2. Thank you for your questions. You guys really make these streams so powerful, so much fun. Really. So thank you for being here. You guys have been awesome. I have been Eric Schrader, your community ambassador for Rockfish Games, and I hope to see you next week when we do dive into all of those fancy new UI mechanics and elements and all those other fancy words that describes development things. And it'll be good. So don't stop being awesome. I'll see you in that next stream. Join the Discord. Get involved with the community stuffs. It'll be super awesome, amazing, fantastic. Okay, bye! Toodles!